In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to replace the Human Touch Super Novo side air valve bank. First thing we're going to do is power off the chair, then unplug it. Next, we'll use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the 6 screws that secure the backrest cover. Okay, then we can pull firmly outward on the backrest cover to remove it. Next, we'll use a wire cutter to cut the zip ties that secure the air valve bank. Then locate the connector that feeds the air valve bank and disconnect that. And then we'll use a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the 3 screws that secure the air valve bank to the chair. Okay, once the air valve bank is detached from the chair, we're ready to remove the 6 hoses. However, those hoses need to be reinstalled in the same order when we install the new air valve bank, and they're not numbered. So if you can get a piece of tape and a marker and number these hoses 1 to 6 from left to right, then we'll ensure to get them on in the right order. We're not going to do that here. We're just going to pretend we already did that and remove the hoses from the air valve bank. To disconnect these hoses, notice each one has a clamp securing the connection. So you need to squeeze in on the tab of the clamp and slide it up the hose, and then you can pull the hose off of the fitting. And then remove the 7th hose from the end. Position the air valve bank with the fittings pointing upward, and then starting with number 6 hose that you numbered on the right, start installing those hoses. Now when you install them, just like when you remove them, you need to pinch that clamp in to loosen it and put the hose onto the fitting, and then slide that clamp down over that connection and let go of that to make sure it's secure. So we'll do that with each of the numbered hoses, starting with number 6 on the right and moving to the left. Okay, then we're ready to connect the 7th hose on the end. Now we're ready to place the air valve bank into position, aligning those 3 screw holes, and then replace the 3 screws to secure it. And finally, we can reconnect the connector. Next, we will install 3 new zip ties in the locations that the other zip ties were. This is just to keep all that wiring in place, so just run them all the way around the air valve bank. And we can cut the excess zip tie. Just a note, if you're replacing the left-hand air valve bank, note that that 7th hose, instead of coming from the top, is coming from the bottom. Down there. Otherwise, the procedure is exactly the same. Before we reinstall the backrest cover, note the 2 longer tabs at the bottom of the cover, and then note the 2 corresponding slots on the chair. So in order to install the backrest cover, we need to insert those 2 longer tabs into those slots. And then once those are in place, you can raise the backrest cover up. Note the white balls and sockets at the top that need to be aligned, and then you can push the backrest cover firmly into place. Before we reinstall the screws, with your fingers go and the bottom and just confirm that those tabs are in the slot. Sometimes they have a tendency to pop out while you're installing the top edge of the cover. So once that's all in place, the screw holes should be aligned, and we can replace the 6 screws to secure the cover. Okay, then we can plug in the chair and power it on. To verify that the air valve bank is working and that we have the hoses stalled in the correct order, we're going to select Cloud Touch from the main menu on the remote control, which is in the center. And then we're going to select arm and shoulder to make sure the arm and shoulder airbags inflate. And then we'll select back and waist to make sure the back and waist air valve banks inflate. And if that all works properly, then we're done. If not, then you'll need to go back and reorder the hoses properly. And we're done.